This is an urgent message on behalf of the biosphere, which is a threat from the people primate, your species. I woke up this morning and my brain seemed to have run scenarios where I didn't really need to see any more news about what's happening with the conflict in Ukraine. And it's March 2nd today. I ran all scenarios, and it's biosphere-related scenarios, which of course includes you in it. And there's no good one. It's really we're in the end game now, like Doctor Strange said in the Avengers movie. And then I was asking myself, is it just the way I feel this morning? Because I don't have access to a good mattress to sleep on, and I wake up sometimes feeling more tired. And is it cherry flavored gelatin that I ate in my tummy that caused these feelings? So I kept trying to look for an alternative scenario, and I can't believe I'm saying this on my YouTube channel, but the only possibility where it's not total disaster for the biosphere is if in the next, I'm saying 24 hours, it could be less than that, if is President Putin gets assassinated. He must get assassinated really quickly. I can't believe I'm saying this stuff on my YouTube channel, but again, I'm the ecocentric man from Earth. I must, based on what I believe I know, say things to safeguard the biosphere. And if he's really radicalized and a fundamentalist in his views, which everybody that gets invited on the news to say things pretty much say he's not going to deviate. If he's really like this, then he would have already, willing to die for his own views, and probably feeling that at his age and how the last few years may have been hard on him as well as anybody, he may have already planned for his own assassination in the sense that, he wants it to go his way. But whoever would assassinate him, man, I hate saying that word. It sounds ridiculous for me to be talking about this stuff, but this is who you are. This is kind of the norm in the culture there. Well, the norm. It's acceptable. It's expected. But whoever would assassinate him, I think it's the only way this scenario is not as bad for the biosphere is if it's done by his own inner circle and or a citizen, and the credit for that, just saying credit is weird, must be very clear that it's not anybody else from any other nation or nationality or any other groups. It must be this, and it must be soon, in less than 24 hours. All other scenarios where you guys are always many steps behind, you think you're making progress with sanctions and helping each other in cute, manipulative, devious ways, and doing warfare that you think he has accounted for. He has. He when he says empire of lies, it's because yes, you're making progress with some of his methods, which he's not surprised. But again, he knows it's an endgame scenario even for his life. But the longer you allow it, and the longer, I have to say cowards, but I don't want to say cowards in regards to his inner circle or Russians in the sense that they need to prove to me they're violent. I already know they can be violent. The cowardice is the difference between right and wrong. And you could see children that in moments where they have to make a decision just like an adult to act in right or wrong is, it takes courage, especially in a group that doesn't expect them doing the right thing. That's real courage. I'm not talking about that it has to be violent, but in this scenario, assassination requires violence. So if they're not cowards as inner circle or people that are tired of generations of oppression, citizens that, that might have connections or just arrange something, it must be done in less than 24 hours. And it must be done by one of his own, and it must be done that the credit is confirmed to come from one of their own. Every other scenario I run, because of your HSD, which always leaves you many steps behind in taking charge of your own destiny as a species at the expense of the biosphere is horrible. It's horrible. If I run scenarios of things I'm usually not interested in, economic, political, military, they're horrible scenarios. That's the only thing I could think about. We really are in the end game.